Well, if we're going to talk about relationships, I guess we have to talk about the most precious relationships in your life. Cycle is your relationship with yourself. That means your relationship with your own truth. If you enter a relationship with another person and you do not have a truthful relationship with yourself, chances are you're not going to be able to have a truthful relationship with them. You know, I'm a great fan of the great sculptors, and one of the greatest sculptures was The Thinker. And August Rodin was just a master. And he was unique insofar as, while he portrayed the theme of love, he portrayed relationships and that interplay that comes, the tension that comes when energies are attracted to each other. And this is really, when we look at relationships, we have to look at it not only just from the raw, the passionate part of being attracted to someone. We have to look at ourselves as energies and how that dance plays. When I looked at The Thinker, now, is the thinker thinking about the vastness of the cosmos and the great mysteries, or is the thinker thinking about the alchemy of human existence? Or is the thinker thinking about, now, how did I screw up that relationship? I should have known better. What was the thinker thinking about? And maybe the important thing is that he was thinking. He gave some thought, because attractions are really powerful things. I once, I think I was in maybe 7th grade, and the teacher had asked us to write a paper on the subject of attraction. So, in my naivete, I imagined that I just, was a young girl, and I kind of had little crushes here and there, like we all did. And I don't know if little girls were more prone to crushes than young boys, but certainly we had our own kind of attractions that we giggled about and we didn't understand. Oh, and it was a great mystery, but we just knew that we were attracted. And so my paper was about perhaps the attraction between two people was just because that we were this kind of a galaxy, that we created this galaxy together, that we were brother and sister atoms. And that long ago, when we were whirling around in space and we were a mass, we were together. And then some kind of a cosmic event happened, and we had a collision, and then we broke off and we whirled out into space. We had lost our brother and sister relationship. But we never forgot it. It just always stayed with us. And I remember the teacher wrote at the top, I can still see the handwriting, very interesting, but highly improbable. And there was just something about that response that didn't sit right with me. me. And even today, so many years later, I'm not so sure. But what I am sure about is the most incredible, one of the most incredible sensations or feelings or experiences is that of being attracted to another human being. It just seems to happen out of nowhere. We are, all of a sudden, there's something going on. There's this energy that connects us. There's no words spoken. We're not introduced. We didn't agree to come to the same place together. But there it is. And now, what to do? Some of us would be really shy and maybe even back away and not act on it. Others would be really spontaneous and act on the moment. And so somewhere in between, we have to find a way to understand the beauty, the magic, and the mystery of attraction, and what kind of reaction we're going to have, that what kind of boundaries we're going to put into place with that attraction. I always say that an attraction is such a wondrous and beautiful gift, because it's one of the 7 gifts we're given when the soul merges with the human body. Our heart chakra, we're given the gift to love and be loved. What an incredible gift. It's something that we all yearn for. We remember it from another time and place. We remember it from the sacred realms from which we came, where we were all the collective of spirits, and we all experienced unconditional love with each other. So we know that love. And when we merge with a human body, when our souls merge with the human body, that's deep down inside of us. We don't leave that behind. We remember that kind of pure love. And so as we make our way on the journey of the soul, manifesting in human form, we don't leave that behind. And we always, in a way, yearn for love. That's reinforced when we're born. When we have our mother or father, and we're a baby, and we suckle on our mother's breast, and if we're fortunate, we have a family that surrounds us with love, and then we have friends, and it continues to grow. So love is a primary, maybe a primal part of who we are. And of course we want to love and be loved. And so how we do that once we become adults, I'm sure that's what the thinker had to be thinking about, because I think all of us have had to contemplate relationships with another person. From the very beginning, I didn't understand much about it all, but I did understand one thing. And I think this was a very important thing, because I didn't come from the contemporary times that we live in today. So this was not the way everyone thought. I reserve then, and I reserve now, the ability to love whomever I want to love. If I want to love a tiger, if I want to love another human being, if I want to love a beautiful poem, if I want to love a piece of music, if I want to love a rose, that's my right to love. It's your right to. With that contemplation, we have to search a little deeper. Somehow, through all the fairy tales Romeo and Juliet and Cinderella, young girls have been brought up to have an idea, to have a romantic idea that Romeo is going to come and make everything perfect and beautiful, going to protect you. Everything is going to be wonderful. You can depend on poor Romeo. It's been reinforced and reinforced and reinforced, and only in these generations now are young women really, as a collective, looking at that and saying, I'm not so sure that that's the purest and the highest way to love, with just that romantic notion. The romantic notion in itself integrated into a more holistic, realistic idea of what's going on in relationships is very, very important.